Hi guys, we are live in studio with Troy Trussell at Trussell Media. So Troy produces our podcast and he also creates a lot of exceptional branding videos for other Wichita clients. So if you're interested in starting a podcast or if you're looking for some high quality branding video, then Troy is your guy. He is a master storyteller and he will definitely bring your brand to life. My name is Sam Lucherini and I'm the host of our Wichita Real Producers Beyond the Pages podcast. And I am honored to be here with our guest, Dylan Schellenberg. So he is representing both the Realtor and also Schellenberg Development. So you get to wear all the hats today. But thank you for making a little bit of time to come in here and to visit and to share with us, what you guys are doing, what the family's up to. So tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got into this industry. I'm assuming you really don't have much of a choice.
Yeah. No, thank you for having me. This will be exciting. But yeah, growing up, was born and raised here in Wichita. Went to Mays, graduated from Mays. Played football at Mays, went to Butler, transferred to K-State, and at K-State I graduated with, it was business and economics and finance at K-State there. So, growing up, being around the family business, it started at a young age. My dad's office, I don't know how familiar you are with Reflection Ridge, but he was right off 21st Street, and there's that white fence that goes around the entire section, and we lived on the other side of one of those fences. So growing up, anytime my mom got sick of us, she'd just say, go hop the fence, go see Marv. And so we spent more time bouncing back from the office when we were there, and that's where we got our first job was there at the old office, which wasn't not real estate quite yet. We started off mowing.
Yes,
it was just mowing.
Because child labor laws don't exist when you have an entrepreneurial family.
Yep. No, he could boss us around, pay us whatever he wanted. We didn't have much of a choice. So, it started off mowing there. With my brother, he was the first one that started mowing. Then once went off to college, we went to school trying to learn any aspects we could help the family business with. Just being around it, growing up, it's just something that. It was kind of just natural. It wasn't like a decision made. Yeah. Just kind of was just in it. And when you
didn't realize there was probably another option.
Yeah, no. Yeah. And he was good about saying, you could, and I think he was lying, but you don't have to go join the family business. You can do whatever you want. Sure. But I think in the back of everyone's mind, it just always seemed fun. Yeah. Being around it our entire life. So
yeah. Well, your mom is so sweet. And because I remember you guys were one of our first partner spotlights in the magazine, and we came to your home with the photographer, and I was just like, wow, what a great family, what a just a kind, genuine humans, and it was really really special. Yeah, no, she was kind of the star of that whole thing. You guys could have just done the whole spread on as she deserves to be. Her. She's the matriarch of your family.
Nope, and Marv would say the same thing. Yes. I mean, everything. It's a team between them, and they set a great foundation and built everything off to where they started at, where they brought it now before we joined the business, and kind of where he's wanting us to take it from here. Right.
So explain the family dynamics here, right? There's 3 boys and a sister.
Oldest sister.
Right. Yep. Yeah. God bless her.
Yep. Yeah. She was basically a second mom. So when I graduated from college, I was more on the sales side. So the first, I was a new home sales agent at Bay Country, where we are finishing up that development there. So I was with Audrey there, and so she had been doing real estate back kind of the trail end of Fox Ridge, which was our development, and Hampton Lakes, and then we are finishing up Bay Country, and then Estancia was the first one we started from the beginning, kind of together.
Yep, I remember visiting you out there.
Yeah, and so she had a couple kids, and she went full-time mom. So she's been, as a family business, we're all involved when we're looking at new logos for developments. We get we send it to our family group chat, and everyone's picking which ones they want. So everyone's still involved, but she's full-time mom now and helped get me going off. So, and then my older brother, which is a couple years younger than Audrey, he's been in it for about 10 years, and he's more on the management side of the development. And then Cody, my youngest one, which you've got to meet him at some of these events.
Of course.
He's more on the construction side. He's been building and doing some of our retail centers, triplexes, some commercial aspects, along with our clubhouses in our residential developments.
Okay.
So yeah, we got the whole
It's so
gang
cool.
in there. Yeah.
I know. I can only imagine how proud your dad is, right? We always want our kids to be happy, but when they're happy and they're following in your footsteps, like I can't imagine just a more fulfilling feeling. Just knowing he did it right.
Yep. He would always, say how he can't wait for the days where we're all in the business, assuming that's what we wanted to do.
Sure. He was manifesting it.
Yep,
It's okay.
he was. And it's kind of one of those, be careful what you wish for. Cause I know some days when we're all there at the office, he's just wondering like, what the heck did I get myself into dealing with all these guys? But,
at least he can speak very candidly to you guys. Right. But he's like such from every time I've met Marv, he's just such a calm, peaceful demeanor. So I couldn't imagine, but I'm sure he's like that with Audrey and your mother, but maybe not so much with you boys.
No, it's definitely different.
Yeah.
He's got his favorites.
So what is going on right now? What is Marv up to? What is Schellenberg focusing on at the moment?
Yeah. So right now our, the Coves is our most recent residential development.
Tell us where that's at.
Yeah. So the Coves is at 45th and Tyler. It's kind of 3 different, price points, products within it. We kind of call it a multi-generational development. So we got patio homes. It's a lake development, sand pit there in that area.
Love all these developments out west.
Yep. And so it's got patio homes. It's got on the water, non-patio homes on the water. And then we've got some really heavily wooded tree lots that aren't on the water.
And it's beautiful.
It's a nice product in itself. I mean, the water, everyone's drawn to that.
Yes, they are.
So
lake life right here in Wichita. I'm landlocked. It's great. Yeah.
So it's turned out, the beginning of development's always kind of a mess, but we're kind of hitting full swing right now. Getting all the landscaping in. Still fairly new, but we're off and running. So it's price points from basically $400,000 to $1 million plus on the water. So
wonderful. What? How many homes are currently completed, and then how many homes will that entire development have when it's said and done? Yeah,
so within the 3, so we've got there should be 3 models and 3 specs in each area from the beginning. So there's about currently with customs and new specs going on, there's about 30 some that are currently in the process going up there. So it'll be in total it'll be at 390 home sites. It's a very large development. Yep. So it goes all the way down from 53rd all the way down to 45th. It's on the east side of it. It's heavily wooded, so people don't realize how really large of a development it's going to be. So it's going to be very neat with 2 different clubhouses for the different products.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Patio. That's different.
Yes. So patio home, we want them to have their own private area,
more chill
pool. Yeah.
Yes.
They don't have kids running around.
All the loud noises.
But when they have their grandkids coming in, there's the Master Association clubhouse that everyone can use. So they can bring their kids to both of them there, which will have docks. People can swim in the lake. It's going to be a real resort style community center there. Lovely. Yeah, workout room and everything. It's going to be nice.
Are you going to stock the water with fish?
Yep. So it's naturally stocked.
Oh, nice.
So it's
an old sand pit.
Some.
It's not a new
been going on. It's been going on for a while, and they naturally get stocked. But we will be putting in more fish as we go and putting structures. The lake itself is 35-ish feet, depending on where you're at. So it's a very deep lake. So we're going to put some structures in there that help.
The fish hide.
Yeah, it's going to be a great fishing spot. We're excited for.
How big is the lake?
It's about 40 acres, give or take. And it's the Coves is the name. It's more fingers within it. It's not just a big open, square.
Lots of little things to go explore in a boat or a kayak.
And it's a no-wake lake. So it's more pontoon. Okay. You can have more people out there. You don't have to worry about jet skis. It depends on the buyer. Some people love to drive a boat, wakeboard and stuff. That's not what this is. It's not what this is for. More of a, relaxing, to where more people can use the water for kayaking and not just
paddleboard.
Yep. Because you have one ski-doo out there, and then you can't have anyone else.
That's right.
It's more usable for everyone.
Okay, very good. When do you estimate completion on the Coves?
So I
know that's a tough. I know.
Which everyone asks. So with the different areas, for the most part, we're thinking probably about 5-6 years we would be on to something else. Now there's always a few lots in there that will either spec
Take
out.
a little bit longer.
Yeah. So, but for the most part, I mean, we're hoping that we're on to another project in that area, in that school district, with something else, something different.
Yeah. So something that I remember, and I don't remember the details, I do just remember that in your father's first development at Reflection Ridge, there's a really heartfelt story there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you share that?
Well, and that's going to be a tough one for me to go all the way into, but
just a little bit of it.
Yeah,
There was something special about that Reflection Ridge development, and that was one of the most telling. You guys really set the bar high for the west side of Wichita with that development, I believe.
Yeah, we've got, and I need to show you them sometime. We can maybe put it in a magazine, but we've got pictures of what 21st and Ridge looked like. It used to just be a farm field. It was all dirt. It's just kind of hard to even visualize in that area. But that was our very first development. That was about 34 years ago now, maybe 33, 34. So
before you were born?
That was a little bit before I was born.
Yeah.
So, yep, that was the very first of what he's done. And that was our church is right there. It's Ridge Point now off 21st Street. Yeah. And he had a really great mentor in Reg Booth. And so he kind of took him under his wing and kind of helped him out get it started. I mean, my dad was much younger, first development, but he trusted him.
Yeah.
And, it ended up being, one of the staples of the West Side with incorporating the golf course in it. Yeah, it's a place where when I got clients coming into town, I mean, people want to go into Reflection Ridge, which is hard. I'm trying to steer them to our new developments, but it's a great development to be in. It's a hard one to compete against.
That's right. Yeah. And I know that, golf is very busy out there. I know their pickleball courts are busy, and it's just, it's in a prime location. Everything just built up right around it. It's so convenient to get to.
Yes.
So that's cool. And your mom and dad still live in the Reflection Ridge, right?
Yep. So we grew up. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Their first house was up against 21st Street, kind of closer off the whole 9, but now they moved, which is a funny story on, in our developments, you have to build within, a certain amount of months. Yet you buy a lot.
After you get the lot, you have to start building.
If you buy a lot, you get a certain amount of time to build on it.
Okay.
Now, when, being in Marv's development, they had this lot off a hole 12, and they held on to it for, over 6 years. So it's just kind of he's got a rule, but he had that perfect lot he sat on, and I know everyone was wondering what's going on, but he kind of broke his own rule there. But
that's cool. You know what? When you're the king, you can do that.
Yeah, we're glad he did. Living off that, we can go hop on the course anytime we want.
Yeah, so. You guys have a great view.
Yep, it's a tough one to beat.
Yes, that's very cool. So what does a typical day look like for you? Because you're more of the new side of real estate, right? More of that retail real estate. That's kind of your passion, where you've kind of fallen into.
Yeah, kind of how we explain it to people is I'm kind of on the sales and marketing of what we do. So not only in the residential development, we got commercial. So I kind of deal in the commercial aspect as well, and as far as dealing with our community managers and new home specialists as well. And being in a family business, you wear multiple hats all the time. So it's not ever just, you're just in one thing.
Yeah,
That's
you don't clock in and clock out.
Yep. There's always something. But, the typical day is a tough one. I've got my set meetings, whether it's with, engineers, the architects, and marketing with Katie, weekly, multiple times a week with set
that's
people.
Important.
Got to, and then we've got great staff. And when we say it's a family business, it's from our agents with Remax. I mean, we've got people that's been there 15, 25 years plus. Our own staff have been there on the Schellenberg development side.
Yeah, that's telling.
So it's a whole group effort, and yeah, if you would get those the ladies that have been in the office for a long time, I'm sure they've
got some stories.
They would have some stories on, because they've known us from very little growing up.
Yeah, and there's always a dog. There's always one, if not multiple dogs in the office.
Yep, we're kind of known for our Australian Shepherds over there.
They're beautiful. They got a spot in the magazine too, as they deserve. Yep,
that's kind of everyone's favorite part in the office is seeing them. But they're usually there's always usually one of them in there.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, to narrow it down to, the days are always different depending on what happens. Being on the sales at the Cove still, I can get a call at any time, and having to run up to the coves and meet some people if it's outside hours. So I try to have a set schedule, but it just gets kind of destroyed about daily.
Yeah,
and
it's
trying
good to
make it
plan,
up.
but then
Yep. But assuming that it's going to get all mixed up and then I'm behind the next day already. But
that's okay. Every day is different, and that's what's kind of exciting. And you guys are creating things. So there's truly a legacy that Marv has created, and that you guys are carrying on. So that's always very exciting.
Yeah, no, and that's been the fun thing. We take it from. I know there's farmers. Marv has been talking to farmers for 30 years before they even sell. So we're taking it from relationships.
He's long-term farming. That's
right. Long-term farming.
I had to. Sorry. Yeah.
And and people are just the relationships you build along the way, and then turn it from farm ground to finished products, selling houses, and you're creating new family memories in these locations. And we try to do something for the owners. They usually have a story behind it themselves. Estancia,
to carry on their legacy.
Yeah, Estancia, there's the watermelon patch. I mean, that's what everyone knew that as.
Okay.
I still get that all the time growing up. That's where they would get their watermelons for.
I didn't know this.
Yep. So we've got a little plaque and everything for them that we put in the developments because we want their legacy to live on as well.
How cool is that? A watermelon patch now turned this into this gorgeous development. So then you guys are developing and building, and then you allow a certain, number or a group of different builders to also build it within your developments, correct?
That's correct.
Yep. Okay. Very good. And then are you guys planning the next thing yet, or are you just going to be focusing on the coves for now?
So we're always planning for the next.
Okay.
Yep. So we want to.
That's Marv out there talking to the farmers.
Yep. Always setting it up. We'd like to always have that next one under contract, ready to go. So we don't want to wait for the coves to end. We want to start implementing it towards the end of the development. Okay. But we also want to be in different price ranges within each school district as well. I mean, the school districts are the main focus here.
That's the driving point right now.
That's what everyone wants.
Especially out west.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. So, we want to be in each development, Mays, Goddard, especially on the west side. Those are the main two, and different price ranges within those. So, we got some catching up. We don't have as many developments as we used to have going at once, so we're kind of building up, and it's getting harder and harder to find ground.
Sure.
And they're not making that anymore. So, and prices are only going up on everything.
The farmers know it.
Yep.
They know the inventory is low. The only way to solve that is to build new homes, and their land is a hot commodity.
They're capitalizing on it.
That's okay.
Which is good.
They deserve that,
they
right? They farmed that. That's cool. I like that. What's your craziest real estate story that you can recall, either you personally or having grown up in this last 30 some years, hearing from your father?
Yeah.
Without naming names.
Yeah. Yeah. That one's a little bit of a tough one there.
Yeah. Or like just a really heartwarming, amazing, dire thing that turned into something beautiful. Whatever. It's just something interesting.
I know. I'm trying to think of some of the crazier deals, but
I do know that isn't a really super energy efficient home, wasn't that built out in Estancia?
Yes. Yep. With True Building.
Yep. Jeff Jones.
Yep. Old Jeff. He built. It was a great house. And it was the first net zero home in Kansas.
Right.
They had a whole grand opening.
Where was I? I wish I would have been there for that. That sounds amazing. I'm dying to know what that looks like and it feels like and what their utilities are compared to their neighbors.
Yep. So I wish I had that prepared because we had this whole slide where, it explained, there was about 20,000 more of stuff that went into the house. But if you compared that to your utilities you're saving compared to your mortgage, it made sense. You were saving money.
Yep.
And it was and I actually had people test this out because during allergy season, when it was bad, you go into that house.
Like right now.
Yes, right now. Yeah, my dog is, that's a whole story on his allergies, having to get him medicine every day. But
it's preparing you for children. Don't worry.
Yes, yeah. So, the air quality in there was like 5 times better than outside.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Especially for people with children that have, diseases or illnesses or something like that. It's a no-brainer.
Yes. Yeah. So it was very cool, and just the amount, it was so quiet because it was sealed completely in all the systems, and you could just have everyone not talk in it, and it would be just completely silent in there, which is weird how loud everything is once you actually stop and listen.
Yeah, but, all the white noise.
It was a very, very cool house, and it was cool being the first here Estancia, in our development. Yeah, that's what we were pushing hard with the green, with the way we do our native grasses around. It doesn't utilize as much water around it. Yeah. So there was a lot of thought into a lot of that, you know, it's being a good stewardess of our environment, and everything's kind of heading that way now as well.
It is. Does it look the same as the other houses around it from the outside? So
you wouldn't know. Well, in Estancia, all the houses look very different, so you wouldn't necessarily be able to tell. But yeah, it looks. You wouldn't be able to tell that one is a net zero home. Okay. So it blends in well. Now, once there's the solar panels, I mean, that'd be the only thing that you could see. But from the street, you wouldn't even know. Okay, good to know. I'll need to get that address because I've always been curious. As soon as I learned from Jeff that he did that and that was in Estancia, I was like, well, I know exactly where that is. And I know who developed that. So I'm like, I need to check that out. What is your 5-year goal here with RE/MAX, who your brokerage is, and with Schellenberg Development? Yeah, so 5-year goal, which is, it's hard to even think 2 years out from now, but you know, Schellenberg Development on the residential side, we alluded a little bit ago about just, we got to get back to having all the price ranges within the different schools, and now, you know, Mays South, Mays High. So we got some work to get back up to that. So that takes time, but that's where in 5 years we need to have products in all of those avenues. On the RE/MAX side, you know, we're a smaller brokerage. We've got a great environment, which is just, I mean, it's a family in its own. And, it's very welcoming, and it's a very beautiful facility. Yes. So yeah, we were excited building that new facility about, I guess it's 4 years ago now, but we've got about maybe 35 agents now. We really want to be about 45. So we're working on that, but we try to be selective on who we bring in and keep that environment that we like. Yes. But so, you know, recruiting some more agents, and there's some good ones here that we love to talk to that we're trying to work on. Go get them. But so that, and then the RE/MAX commercial side, you know, I mainly deal most of it. Now we've got agents that agents do commercial stuff still, and I try to help out where I can in it. But we'd like to bring in some more commercial agents to our office as well. Build up that division. And build up. Yeah, we get a lot of RE/MAX being, I mean, globally known. We get a lot of referrals in, so there's a lot of room to grow on the commercial side, not just our own commercial properties that we do. That's wonderful. That's something that there's a large opportunity for that. Yeah, sounds like you've got a lot of opportunities. Yeah. No, it's a great time. A lot of longevity. That's a comforting thing. Yes, for sure. Yeah, we should. There's a lot to take advantage of right now in this market. Yeah, without a doubt. Do you guys ever do developments like in downtown or outside of the Wichita limits or out east or anything like that? Or what's the plan there? Yeah, so we would like to we haven't done something out east for a little while. So we'd like to have more in, you know, the Andover School District is where we'd like to branch off. We've got some commercial stuff downtown that we're working on. Nice. By the Interest Bank Arena. Okay. We kind of working on, which our building down there just got graffitied, but we've got kind of that whole section down there. They're wanting to do a whole redevelopment, which is going to be neat. You don't have many sections that are going to be able to kind of build what you want on there. So it's a market-driven piece, and with all the stuff going downtown, and the arena district is becoming something like that's really cool. Yep. So the downtown continues to grow and expand. Everyone wants to be there. Yes. So that'll be one that, that's probably going to be in that 3 to 5 years down there to make some big, some changes down there. That'll be exciting. The Estancia Plaza there, just north of our residential side there at 96 and Ridge. Okay. They just announced that the Ridge that's going there, it's going to end up being in more of an entertainment district, which we need on the west side. Yes, you do. Yes. Yep. So we've got some. So north of Estancia. Yep. So north of Ridge. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep. So it backs up to 96. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to picture where that is. Yep. So there's there's about 20 acres there. Fantastic. Right there at the corner. So them making their announcement there is going to be. I mean, we need more stuff on the west side. More things to do for the family. Yep. Teenagers. More entertainment. There's a couple places that are great, but we just need some more options out there, and we've got some other announcements that we're hoping we can make in the near future. But it's going to end up being more of a entertainment out there, restaurants, fun stuff to do. So they
need that because you guys have so many new builds out there, so many beautiful new neighborhoods out west comparatively. And you guys have to travel all the way on 96 to the Greenwich Plaza area.
Yeah, got to go all the way there. And I know myself, if I got to drive more than 10 minutes, that's just too long.
Likewise.
Too long for me. I stay within my square miles.
That's right. Yeah, we stay in our bubble for sure. What is an unusual habit or an absurd thing about you? Or something quirky that we would find entertaining. I'm sure your wife has a lot, but
she could talk a lot about that.
I'm sure she can comment on YouTube.
I know I have a cat named Pebbles.
Okay.
In which that's kind of a weird thing. I live in an old farmhouse on Mays Road, and I would have mice. So when me and Lindsay got married, and her moving in with me is a change. So her having a cat, she never liked cats, and she really wanted me to get rid of it, but I just couldn't do it. She's been around there too long, and she has work to do over there, which is she's more scared of mice, so she'll keep her around, but. Yeah, the crazy thing with that one is it's an old farmhouse, so it's very, very inefficient. So we're gonna be starting build. We've got one lot that we saved in Fox Ridge that again breaking our own
breaking your own
there.
rule. That's okay. That's all right. It'll be beautiful. I don't think anyone will be upset by that.
So we're excited to get that going.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I was wondering if you lived in one of your neighborhoods.
Yep. No, would have to.
Yep. You're gonna have to.
I think it'd be tough for Marv to fire us, but if we moved into a different neighborhood, I think that might do it.
That'd be the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Yep. So this old farmhouse, it's just very inefficient. So before Lindsay would move in, during the winter, it cost 1 month. It was like $500 to heat it, and I had it set at like 65.
Oh my gosh!
And so heat's not a necessity. We set it down about 55, and it's cold in there. I bump it up to 60 sometimes now with Lindsay in there.
Your wife.
But we got heaters, so that's a pain, but we're ready. It's been fun over there, but we're ready to get in
ready
a
for
new
a change.
build. Yes,
that's exciting.
She's ready for sure.
I'm sure. When are you guys going to break ground for that?
We're hoping here in the next 60 days.
Oh, how exciting, Dylan! Good for you guys.
Yep.
That'll be fun to see.
Another thing to add to everything going on.
Life. Yeah, the chaos of life. I love that. What is one thing that you'd like our Wichita real estate community to know about either RE/MAX and or Schellenberg?
Yeah, I think the main thing I want the agents to know, one thing when we've talked about, there's lots of agents that do tons of, resale, and they take their clients to resale, and, they never come to new construction.
Yes.
And when, we talk to them and try to figure out, what that's about, and a lot of it is, they don't know it as much.
Right. They're scared of it because they don't know it. Yeah, they're not going to bring clients to you if they're not educated.
They can't, assist their clients as much.
Right.
And so in our developments, our goal, we love co-oping. We're not trying to ever cut out agents or anything. Right. We want to bring them in, and we try to make them look like rock stars. Anything we need to talk about outside the deal, so they know any questions and even if we're not doing a deal in our development, I want agents to know that they can call and ask us questions about anything.
That you will hold their hand.
Yeah.
You will make them look like the rock star. They'll never have to feel like they're, inadequate or can't do it. Yeah. And I think that's really important for resale agents who have not done a lot with new builds or anything with new builds. And that was really my value add for you guys. It's like, let's teach them, number one, the product that you have to offer. And number two, that this is a safe place to bring their clients. It's a trusting, safe place.
Yeah, no, we want everyone to know that we'll take them in, and everything can be behind the scenes, so your clients will think you're a pro at new construction, and that would be our goal.
Yeah, and then that agent is learning something, and then they're making their career better. It's reciprocal.
I think it's best, and just having your clients have another option, and that's kind of what it's forced with the supply of homes. There's just not enough homes out there, so they're kind of forced to go to new construction. Yep. So not finding anything we like. Either people are calling saying, what do you got coming up on specs? If we haven't put anything on the MLS yet, or let's just build something. Why try to force a house to work? Let's just build you exactly what you want.
Yeah.
So that's probably the one thing I want people to know, that we can kind of help guide and answer them. No matter where it is, if it's in a different development, I'm still here to help guide. Yeah. We want them coming back. And the second thing would be, it's something that a lot of people don't know now in Schellenberg development, but we have a promotion in new homes. If you sell certain amount of houses, you get to go on a trip with us.
Yep, and that's every year, that annual realtor trip.
Yep, and it's a lot of fun. There's some agents that if you know someone that's been on it and ask them, we're very upfront. It is not a work trip. It's a let's go out there, celebrate, relax. I mean, we're not talking business. We usually, it depends, and more on these most recent trips, the groups have been hanging together, but you don't have to. We can drop you off at the hotel, and the only thing,
this is your gift.
Yep, this is your gift. The only thing we ask is that the last night we do a group dinner with everybody, and that's it. So it's a very fun. It's a fun deal, and I know the first time I started going, I'm like, who would want to go with random people on this trip?
But I mean, these agents have to have relationships for co-op deals to end well.
Yes.
And this is a huge part of what I'm doing something similar with this platform, but you guys are doing it in a really fun, extravagant
Once
way.
Once you go you spend, 5-7 days with somebody, you get to know them on a different level, and it does help doing with the deals. I mean, unfortunately, some stuff can go sideways, but having that relationship makes it so much easier.
It does. Yeah, you're not walking away from the closing table with an enemy.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep.
So what are some of the fun places you guys have gone to for these trips?
So some of the fun ones, so they've, on the most recent ones, we went to Peru, was one of the more exotic ones we went to.
Okay.
So we always do a poll and try to find out, what agents want to go. You want to go to beach and relax. And on this trip, it's been people that, Linda Seyert's gone on about 20 trips in a row. So we if it's a group that's gone a lot, we ask them, we can maybe make an audible and go somewhere else. And we're like, well, we were wanting to go to Morocco. Cody was pushing hard for that. Okay. We ended up going to Peru. This was right before the pandemic. And that was one of the most fun trips that these guys have ever been on, me included. It was just so unique. Going to Machu Picchu, and it was a whole blast. And if we would have, it was about 2 days after we left, they actually locked down Peru. So it could have been really bad, but we made it home. It all worked out fine. Yes, it could have been a whole different take on that trip. That's right. But it's been a very memorable one for them.
That's cool.
But they've gone in the past, to Europe. They've gone to Italy.
So this isn't just like a South Florida trip. This is like a serious trip.
Yep, it's a week long. Ireland they've gone to.
Oh wow!
So it's been fun. We haven't announced, which we should have.
I think we're going to in June.
Yep.
And we'll announce where we're going, where everyone's going. I'm not going. I'm not selling real estate, but that'll be fun to see.
Yep. So
whoever's in charge of all of that seems like they've got a really great job.
Yeah.
Yep. I like that. Okay. What outside of work, what are you spending your time doing?
Yeah. So I like to golf, so I try to golf when I can.
Yeah.
I have a Tuesday night group that we go weekly at 5:00. So it's trying to golf, trying to get as much golf in before Lindsay has her baby. So
okay, when is she due?
So she's due in September.
Oh, how fun! Are you guys having a boy or girl?
Having a boy.
A little boy. Do you know his name yet?
We do not know that yet. Yep. That's the one thing. It seems like girl names we would have to fight kind of. But we all had ideas. We could have made that one work. But the boy names have just been a little tougher.
Okay.
So we're working on that. It'll be
you got a little bit of time.
Yeah, we got time, but that one's gonna be a tough one. We'll have to figure something out.
That's very cool. I love that. So you guys will be in the middle of a build by the time that baby boy arrives.
Yeah. The goal was to get it done before,
of course,
so she could have her nursery.
Yeah.
She's not too excited about having a nursery at the farm over there, but she'll have to make do for a little bit.
It'll be good
We'll
memories.
Get there. Yeah, that's what I keep telling her at least. So.
It will. And just having that new build, she'll just appreciate it that much more.
Yeah,
it'll be nice.
That's the goal.
Is the cat coming?
Yep.
There we go. All right. That's the compromise.
I told her before we got married, she wanted me to choose the cat or her. So I said the cat's got to stay. So she was bluffing.
Yeah.
She stuck around.
That's cute. I love that. What purchase of $100 or less has actually been really impactful or helpful for you?
Oh man.
I know that's a tough one. I ask this from like a selfish point of view, because if you've got like this great hack or like something like, that's because, so my answer is always,
Did you have an answer?
Yeah. So mine is either, the Audible subscription, like every month, like listening to a book, that's $15, or, the laser measure, which I don't do a lot of real estate anymore. Right. So, but like having that laser measure is like game changing.
Yep. Those are two. Yeah. I got both of those out. Those would be good answers.
Okay. Well, you can borrow those answers.
Yeah.
Well, pretty soon you're going to be finding a bunch of baby things.
Yeah.
By the way, Bye Bye Baby is shutting down. Like, I think you guys need to go out there and buy as much stuff as you can before that huge store is gone.
I don't have to write that down. She probably knows something about that.
I bet she does.
But
I bet she's already taken advantage of that, actually.
I hope so. Yeah.
Okay, so let's end this, Dylan, with a couple of would you rather questions. So,
yeah.
And if you want to justify your answers, you can. That's fine. But would you rather be covered in fur or scales?
Fur.
Fur. Okay. Would you rather go to jail for a year or lose a year off your life?
Lose a year off my
year?
life.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like you're losing that anyways. You might as well not have to go to jail.
All right. Would you rather spend the rest of your life on a sailboat or an RV?
RV.
Okay. Go back in time or be able to tell the future?
Oh, I'd rather go back in time. I'm not sure if I want to know the future on some of it. I'd rather be surprised.
Okay. A new build or 100-year-old home, because you're literally in the middle of the two of those, aren't you?
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's very close. No. I gotta say new build.
Okay.
No. I do love old homes.
Yeah.
So depending on the old home, that architecture is just a lot different nowadays, and the cost to build some of that stuff, replicate it, just isn't the same. So depending on the old home.
Yeah, that makes sense. I always say you can build character, but you're right. It would take a lot more cost and time to be able to build some of that farmhouse or that College Hill character. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Oh, that's funny because you've got the cat. All right.
Yeah.
Would you rather lose the ability to read or write?
Right.
Okay.
You can speak to do about
and
anything now.
That's actually a lot more common of an answer for sure. So is the fur over the scales. Very rarely will I have someone say scales.
Yeah, I think
unless
people
there's like
probably
a really
wouldn't want to deal with
person. Yeah, I agree. Well, that about wraps everything up. So thank you so much for your time. I know that your schedule is very hectic and you've got a lot of things going on. So I appreciate you coming and sharing with our real estate industry a little bit more about RE/MAX and Schellenberg. So with that, we thank you for tuning in. And if you're watching on Spotify or Apple or on YouTube, we just encourage you to subscribe, and we'll drop a podcast every week. So that's a wrap for Wichita Real Producers Beyond the Pages podcast. Thanks, guys.